joining us on this special DCTV edition, COVID-19 DeKalb Responds. I'm your host, Diamond Lewis. The COVID-19 pandemic has completely changed our way of life. From stay-at-home orders to the closing of schools and businesses, no one has been immune from the effects of this disease. During this time, DeKalb County government has continued to serve its citizens, and during this show, we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at DeKalb's response to COVID-19 at the height of the crisis and update you on where we are right now as a county. The novel coronavirus outbreak was first reported in Wuhan, China in December of 2019. The first confirmed case of COVID in the United States was found on January of 2020. Since then, millions of people around the world have contracted this disease and hundreds of thousands have died. As of June 25th, there are 69,381 confirmed COVID-19 cases in Georgia alone. DeKalb County has reported 4,761 cases of COVID-19 and 165 deaths. Among these DeKalb County cases, 16.9% were hospitalized. On the DeKalb County Board of Health's website, DeKalbHealth.net, you'll find information about COVID-19, testing, and a map which tracks DeKalb COVID-19 cases in various zip codes. The Board of Health also has a COVID-19 call center at 404-294-3700. That phone number is 404-294-3700. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, DeKalb County CEO Michael Thurmond organized several virtual town hall meetings to update citizens on DeKalb's response to COVID-19. The video you're about to see premiered during DeKalb County's second virtual town hall meeting back in March. It highlights the county's essential services, which continue even in the wake of this COVID-19 pandemic. As we all prepare to live under the guise of our new normal, some of life's most basic essentials of the days of old still persist. As attempts to slow the spread of COVID-19 have resulted in the mandate of social distancing, DeKalb County government has employed a new strategy to ensure that life is sustained and protected. That strategy, socially distant service delivery.
We want you to know that we are prepared, we are focused, and we will do whatever is necessary to continue to protect the health and safety of our citizens.
DeKalb County officials monitor the pandemic and strategize for the most effective and efficient way to continue to serve, including readying additional first responders to be deployed if needed and employing a virtual triage method in the county's 911 center.
When you call in, we're asking a series of questions, and we're trying to determine whether or not you're showing the symptoms. And again, if you are symptomatic, that allows us to let police, fire, and EMS take the proper measures before they ever get on scene.
Strategically armed with more information on what to expect, our first responders are even better prepared to continue to serve and protect.
We're still running approximately 350 calls a day. Those calls are related not only to fire, but our EMS calls. And some of those calls may require our folks to take the extra precautions as it relates to COVID-19.
We're making sure that the officers have masks in their vehicles. That way they can provide it if they encounter anyone that may be showing symptoms, and also they can have it in case for whatever reason they may need to use it if they're in an environment where they're highly exposed.
And while human-to-human contact may be lessened, the flow of DeKalb's critical services, so vital to everyday life, have not been affected.
If your garbage is picked up on Monday, we will be there on Monday. Tuesday, we're going to be there on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to be there on Wednesday. So residents should continue to expect the same level of service that we have given prior to COVID-19 virus.
It's business as usual for the county water system as well as the sewer system. There's absolutely no impact to any of our core businesses, producing safe drinking water, transmitting it to all of our customers safely, collecting used water and treating it and discharging it back to the environment. There's no impact at all.
Now, essential county services continue without interruption, but you too can do your part to help out. Sanitize your roll cart handles. Ensure all garbage is bagged. Do not flush fats oils and grease, nor those sanitizing wipes down the drain. And while hunkering down at home is becoming the new way of life for us all, the services and protection we all hold so dear prove the new way of life and the days of old are both rooted in the county's top priority, an unwavering commitment to service.
I can't be more proud of the men and women of this department in their approach to what really is unprecedented in many ways. And the fact that they are still coming to work and they are still providing that service that is expected by the citizens of DeKalb County.
This county depends on this government to provide critical, essential services. There will be no shutdown of those services, no matter what the case might be.
For more information on DeKalb County's response to the novel coronavirus, visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov/coronavirus. Next up on our show, I'm taking you on an up-close and personal view of my experience receiving a COVID-19 test. And I'll tell you, it wasn't fun, but it was necessary. Here's a look. Hi, I'm Diamond Lewis, and today I'm reporting on location at one of the drive-thru testing locations for COVID-19 run by DeKalb County's Board of Health. We're here for one purpose, and that is to show you that being tested for COVID-19 is much easier than it has ever been before.
We have plenty of tests. We have 2 sites here in DeKalb right now, one in South DeKalb, one here in Dunwoody. We plan to expand to those zip codes in DeKalb County that have had the highest burden of COVID-19.
COVID-19 testing is now available for any and everyone, and you no longer have to have symptoms in order to qualify to be tested. Here in DeKalb County, pre-registration is required, but you do not have to go through your primary care physician any longer. COVID-19 testing appointments can be made by simply calling the DeKalb County Board of Health at 404-294-3700. Just select option 1 and you will be scheduled for a testing appointment at one of the Board of Health's testing locations. All testing is free of charge.
It's a drive-through. You bring your car, you drive through, we do the swab, and off you go. So there's a nasopharyngeal swab, which goes all the way to the back of your throat, and then there's a nasal swab that they just swab your nose. The thing is, though, that honestly, the nasopharyngeal swab, while a little bit more unpleasant, is much more accurate. And so if you're going to get a test, you want to have the test that's the most accurate.
Okay, so now you know that you can actually access a COVID-19 test much easier, but now I want to actually walk you through what it's like to get the test. And so in order to dispel myths about what you may have heard about how frightening the test can be, I actually signed up to have my test done on camera. Wish me luck. Here we go.
Can you tell me your first and last name?
Diamond, D-I-A-M-O-N-D. Last name is Lewis, L-E-W-I-S.
Okay, good. Here's a tissue. If you need a copper case, the suit in the tissue, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I'm going to have you look forward and tilt your head back. And then it's going to go in your nose, okay? It's going to go pretty far, so it might be uncomfortable just for a moment, okay? Are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Yes, you'll be good. It's just for a moment, okay?
Okay.
You're doing good. You're doing good, okay? I'm just going to twist the cup. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You're doing so good. All right, we're all finished, okay?
You could feel there was something foreign all the way up your nasal passage. And then she stayed there for a lot longer than I expected. And I do feel something now, like a nasal drip in my throat. But honestly, I would do this and more if it means I'm going to make sure that my parents and my nephews and my family will be safe, because I'll now know if I am positive or negative for COVID-19. Remember, COVID-19 testing is open to all DeKalb residents, but pre-registration is required. To schedule your COVID-19 test, simply call the DeKalb County Board of Health's COVID-19 call center at 404-294-3700 and select option 1, Diamond Lewis, DCTV. Now, Georgia has expanded COVID-19 testing, eliminated testing criteria, and increased the overall number of testing locations. Contact the DeKalb County Board of Health so that you too can have your COVID-19 tests to make sure that your family and your community remain safe. At this point, almost 1 million COVID-19 tests have been conducted right here in Georgia alone, with an 8% positive rate. Next up on COVID-19 DeKalb Responds, DeKalb County Fire Rescue and police trainees and cadets distributed more than 10,000 COVID-19 care packages to DeKalb County residents in various parts of the county. And DCTV's own reporter, Crystal Thomas, was on the scene. Let's take a look back at the care package giveaway.
Over the next few weeks, DeKalb County government officials and police and fire rescue cadets and trainees will give out 10,000 of these care packages. Now, these care packages are filled with 2 masks, 1 hand sanitizer, and instructions on how to protect yourself from the spread of COVID-19.
Our job is to educate and inform the community about what's going on, and kind of sort of just give back.
80 DeKalb County police and fire recruits volunteered to put together and distribute COVID-19 care packages at various locations across the county in an effort to stop the spread of COVID-19.
I'm so proud of our recruits with fire rescue and police who are out here making a difference. They answered the call to protect and serve, and this is the best example we can provide for them to understand what public service is all about.
These packages were given out in DeKalb communities identified by the Board of Health with high COVID-19 infection rates. DeKalb County has the second highest number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Georgia.
What you're going to be doing is handing these out to the citizens today throughout the shopping center. It's not just the health of the citizens, but obviously a lot of folks are out of work right now. And so recognizing that, CEO Michael Thurman, his leadership developed a plan to make sure that our citizens are safe.
It really originated in the midst of another crisis. When I was superintendent of DeKalb County Schools, we had an active shooting incident at McNair Early Learning Academy, and we had to assemble some 600 parents in a parking lot at Home Depot. And it was like 198 degrees in the parking lot. And we came up with the idea of distributing bottles of water to the parents while we were waiting to get the kids from the school. A disaster expert told me after that one of the basic fundamentals of crisis and crowd management in the midst of crisis is to make sure you meet some of the basic needs of the people being impacted.
Ma'am, I see you're wearing a mask, but I'd like to give you a mask with some sanitizers to make sure you stay safe. DeKalb County, keeping you safe, ma'am. They have to make choices. Do you want groceries? Do you want to try to find a mask? Not to mention that masks are hard to find these days. So we want to make sure that they don't have to make that choice.
DeKalb residents were delighted and relieved to receive these care packages directly from first responders.
It's fantastic. They are doing such a fantastic job here, and we really love DeKalb County. This one definitely helped to a great extent.
We're still interacting with the public. We are getting to know fellow community members. We're socializing, and that in fact put a familiar face out there. So if someone needs help, we're there to assist.
Each COVID-19 care package includes a card from the Board of Health with tips on how to decrease the spread of the virus and what to do if you or someone you know has symptoms. The packages include a bottle of hand sanitizer and 2 masks.
Now, I'm wearing one of the masks that will be found in the care packages. These are non-surgical disposable masks. Now, these are very vital in helping decrease the spread of the COVID-19 virus.
CEO Thurman urges residents to follow CDC guidelines and wear masks in public at all times. Despite the lifted statewide stay-at-home order in Georgia, residents are still encouraged to stay at home as much as possible. But in the meantime, DeKalb County is making sure residents are prepared and protected.
Oh, we have one more left.
It means a lot. It does. I appreciate it.
Visit the DeKalb County Board of Health at dekalbhealth.net for more COVID-19 information. Crystal Thomas, DCTV.
Thanks, Crystal. Now, since then, DeKalb County has continued to give out PPE, that's personal protection equipment, as needed during DeKalb County-sponsored events. Now, earlier, we showed you a video that detailed how DeKalb County essential services continue even in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. During the rest of this show, we will give you an inside look into specific departments and show you how they continue to serve during this pandemic. Now, our next story features DCTV reporter Aviva Hoffman as she walks you through the DeKalb County Sanitation Department's response to COVID-19.
Although the coronavirus outbreak has currently changed everything about our daily routines and business, DeKalb County government is continuing to provide seamless, essential services for the public. Our garbage, yard waste, and recycling are being picked up as usual.
We must not forget those frontline workers in our Sanitation Department who are doing everything they can to make sure that our communities remain disease-free.
Our sanitation workers are on the job, staying focused on service excellence for everyone in DeKalb County. Even during this pandemic, they join a list of other dedicated DeKalb County workers from public safety, human services, communications, public works, roads and drainage, and many others as our frontline workforce to ensure we keep receiving the vital services we rely on every day. As these brave and dedicated frontline workers place themselves in harm's way to carry out their service across the county, we say thank you. And to the remaining thousands of employees who are adapting, working on call and remotely, who also provide needed services, a big thank you to you too. As we all do our part to flatten the COVID-19 curve, please remember to take steps to lower your risk of getting you or someone you care about sick with COVID-19. Wash your hands often, cover your sneezes and coughs, and stay at home at all possible times. And to help protect our dedicated sanitation workers, please sanitize the outside of your roll carts and ensure all of your garbage is securely tied in bags. For additional coronavirus information from DeKalb County, go online and visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov/coronavirus. Aviva Hoffman, DCTV.
Thanks, Aviva. Now, we certainly want to thank all of our essential workers who continue to serve on the front lines throughout this pandemic. Now, stay tuned for more COVID-19 DeKalb Responds. Much more right after the break. Welcome back to COVID-19 DeKalb Responds. I'm Diamond Lewis. DeKalb County has an entire page dedicated to coronavirus information. Visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov/coronavirus. Here you'll find executive orders, information about the DeKalb COVID-19 Strategic Task Force, DeKalb service status, citizens assistance, and information about the CARES Act, as well as many other resources you might find helpful. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the DeKalb County government has worked to enhance service delivery process. Part of that service delivery process enhancement includes none other than the DeKalb County Library System. In fact, at this point, all 23 branches of our library system will still remain closed in response to COVID-19. But despite this, DeKalb County citizens still have access to their resources virtually. And here now is Crystal Thomas again. She has a report on how you can still access our DeKalb County library system even in the wake of COVID-19. Crystal.
Across the world, the COVID-19 virus has triggered the closures of many schools, parks, restaurants, and library facilities. Here in DeKalb County, all 23 library branches are currently closed until further notice, but residents can still access library resources.
We felt the need to close down and keep our staff safe and keep patrons safe, and we're able to do a number of things online for our patrons.
These online services are available through the DeKalb Public Library's website, DeKalbLibrary.org. Digital materials require a library card and PIN number. If you don't have a library card yet, you can apply online, which will grant you temporary access to all digital resources except Overdrive.
We have a lot of electronic books, we have downloadable ebooks, newspapers, magazines, databases, things for kids. Just about everybody can find something.
Additionally, librarians will work to provide storytime reading programs through Facebook Live feeds for children.
Kids can sit at home and watch a Facebook Live stream performance of a story time, and they're going to see their own librarian that they normally go see at their branch.
The library has also doubled checkout limits during branch closings to ensure residents are able to continue enjoying materials. Book returns are closed until further notice.
At this time, if you do have books checked out and maybe they're coming due soon, don't worry about it. We want you to keep those books at home, keep using them, keep enjoying them.
Even though branches are closed during this time, library staff are still available during regular operating hours via telephone.
You can call in, so your regular branch, if you call the number that's on the website during the regular operating hours right now, you can still speak to staff.
The safety and health of library staff and patrons is top priority. The DeKalb Public Library has recently started accepting returns of library materials and outside book drops. They will soon begin contact-free pickup service at select branches. For more updates, branch listings, phone numbers, and to continue using resources, visit DeKalbLibrary.org. Crystal Thomas, DCTV.
Thanks again, Crystal. Now again, all of DeKalb County's library branches are still closed, but as usual, you can still access all of its wonderful programming and resources online. Aviva Hoffman has the next story highlighting the DeKalb County Department of Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Affairs and its response at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Aviva?
While many school buildings and facilities across the nation and here in DeKalb County are restricted to the general public to help stop the spread of COVID-19, officials are still making it possible for students to get a meal and a snack. In addition to the free meals provided by the DeKalb School District at several school sites, 9 DeKalb County recreation centers are serving free snacks Monday through Friday from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m.
We're not limiting this to kids in the after-school program that were previously in the after-school program. We are opening it up to kids 6 to 18. Just come through. If we want you to have your snack, got to keep kids fed.
The snack program is funded through the federal nutrition program Bright from the Start. Under normal circumstances, students would get these snacks during after-school programs and recreation activities. However, in a public health emergency, the law allows exceptions, which is vital during a social distancing situation. That means the county is still able to provide nutritious snacks that help alleviate hunger and malnutrition in our county. The 9 DeKalb County recreation centers serving free snacks Monday through Friday from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. are Grisham, Exchange Intergenerational, Redan, Toby Grant, N.H. Scott, Lucius Sanders, Mason Mill, Hamilton, and the Midway Rec Center.
Thank you. See you all tomorrow.
For more information on the free snack program and other essential DeKalb County services that continue during this public health state of emergency, go online to DeKalbCountyGA.gov/coronavirus. Aviva Hoffman, DCTV.
For more information about the DeKalb County Department of Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Affairs, visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov/parks. Next up, Crystal Thomas sat down with GIS Director Stacey Greer to talk a little bit about how GIS mapping tools are being used for our new COVID-19 response hub and how that hub is now tracking COVID-19 cases right here in DeKalb County.
The DeKalb County GIS Department plays a vital role during the COVID-19 pandemic. Their mapping technology is used to track cases of COVID-19 here in DeKalb County. Now they compile this and other information into what they call the Coronavirus Response Hub. This is a web-based application that not only tracks cases here in DeKalb County, but all over the world as well. The DeKalb County GIS Department provides a number of maps and applications. They compile data such as voting locations, county-owned property, and local government maps. GIS data is used in various county systems, including code enforcement, public safety, planning, parks, and transportation. The Coronavirus Response Hub application is tailored to provide vital COVID-19 information for DeKalb County citizens.
We're actually pulling this data from the state health department as well as GMA. So the minute these cases are updated twice a day, we're updating the hub as well.
GIS maps assist health officials in mapping disease outbreaks, and they help healthcare agencies compile resources all into one location.
People want to know what's going on. And the best thing we can do in GIS is to provide that information in a single, concise, easily understandable way where people can make decisions, people can be informed, and people can make the right decisions.
The hub houses a variety of COVID-19 related resources, including DeKalb COVID-19 planning, COVID-19 symptoms, guidelines from the CDC. You can also find updates from DeKalb County's Board of Health and Communications Department.
We're allowed to collaborate, wherever we are, with local government, through health departments, through statewide entities, through worldwide entities. So it allows us to share and collaborate information anywhere from around the world.
Using global positioning, the mapping technology used in this application also has features where DeKalb County citizens can go to certain grocery stores and let other citizens know which places are out of what resources.
Once you pull up the hub, of course, you can see where the number of DeKalb County cases that we've identified. And this is kind of updated twice a day.
There's a variety of coronavirus data and applications available on the hub, such as COVID-19 outbreak, boundaries, healthcare resources, and demographics. You can also find out national information about the coronavirus here as well.
So one of the things that we're most proud of is being able to, in a very expeditious way, is compile this information, get it out to the users' hands where they can make those decisions.
Now, for more information about the DeKalb County GIS Department, or to see the Coronavirus Response Hub for yourself, visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov. Crystal Thomas, DCTV.
Thanks, Crystal, and thanks again, Stacy, for all the work that you and the GIS department does. Now, this is a very interactive hub where DeKalb County residents can not only find out more information about COVID-19, but also there's additional information to help you and your family stay safe during this trying time for us all. Now, stay tuned. We've got much more on COVID-19, DeKalb Responds, right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to COVID-19 DeKalb Responds. I'm your host, Diamond Lewis. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, DeKalb County leadership developed the COVID-19 Emergency Response Strategy. The strategy is made up of many phases and outlines DeKalb's mission to implement a comprehensive countywide emergency response plan where various essential services are outlined, such as health and wellness, food and security, public safety, the Department of Family and Children's Services, and senior assistance, among many others. With funding from the CARES Act, DeKalb County has held many food distribution events in partnership with various government and local organizations, including the Georgia Department of Agriculture, the Atlanta Community Food Bank, Clarkston Community Center, and many others. DCTV's news team has covered all of these food distribution events. Let's take a look now at the very first one, where our entire team reported on the ground and covered the food giveaways at both locations.
That's right, Diamond. We're at the Panthersville Stadium location in the morning where recruits and other DeKalb County employees are setting the stage for this afternoon's food distribution.
I'm here at Halford Stadium where DeKalb County police and fire recruits are going to do something very special today to help our residents during this COVID-19 pandemic.
It just makes me feel good that I'm able to give back to the community and everybody here in the county, DeKalb County.
We're in it together. It's a great day for DeKalb County. It's a sad day to see so much hunger and pain, but it's a great day because the good Lord has put us in a position where we can make a difference.
Mike and I just got back together and he was saying, look, we're going to use some of our local resources to do this too. And so we were able to wed a good relationship with Nicky Gregory Company. We make sure this is a 100% Georgia-grown produce box today. It's 100% Georgia-grown chicken. And I think DeKalb and the Commission's very wise to use their funds to help their citizens this way.
I'm here at Halford Stadium with Major James, who's going to tell us all about what DeKalb County police and fire recruits are doing today to help our DeKalb residents during this COVID-19 pandemic. Now talk to me a little bit more about what we got going on today.
Okay, good morning. This is a combined effort by the CEO involving several departments in DeKalb County. Police, fire, we're using the recruits as long as sanitation, facilities, and several other departments to come together to be able to provide some assistance through the cooperation with the Department of Agriculture to help the citizens of DeKalb County by giving away food, packages, and personal protective equipment.
Now how much are you guys going to be giving away today?
It's a total of 1,200 packages, including PPE. So we have 600 at this location and 600 at the Panthersville location.
The food giveaway has commenced and everything is very orderly and everyone is very grateful.
It means a lot. It's kind of difficult to even find some of the things that you need in the store right now. And it really has gone up substantially in the last week and a half. So what normally you would pay $25 for is now $40. So every little bit helps.
It's an amazing thing to bear witness to. The amount of suffering this disease is causing is heartbreaking. And I just commend the CEO for leading us down this path. If government can't be in the business of trying to mitigate that suffering, what are we here for?
The reason we join, the reason we are called to public service is to help people today, and the other activities they have been doing, such as giving the mask to citizens and all, that we are really putting our words into practice and doing the things that will make a difference in people's lives.
This is what it's all about, helping others in time of need.
Yes, sir. God bless you now. All right, thank you. How you doing, ma'am? All right. It's right here, bro. All right. Yeah, cheers, bro. All right. You number 384. That's the lucky number.
As you can see, there's a flurry of activity behind me. We're here at Halford Stadium on Memorial College Avenue, where DeKalb County is giving out 1,200 boxes of chicken and 1,200 boxes of fresh produce and fruit to DeKalb County residents in response to this COVID-19 pandemic.
I think it's a blessing to all of us, and thank you all for doing it for us. It is so many people. Yes, you have a large turnout. The whole 2 parking lots just full.
All of us are working together collectively to make sure that our families are fed to make a difference in our community.
I'm here with Miss Ruby Carter, and she got here. What time did you get here this morning?
I just got in here. I haven't been here that long, but when I started off, I came from County Road in Pantherville, and I seen the crowd, the multiple crowd down that area, and I said, wow, you know, this is something to see.
We appreciate DeKalb County donating the food to us to be able to pass it along to the community.
We know there's folks out there that have lost their jobs and aren't able to feed their family. So getting something like this, fresh vegetables, some chicken, some protein that they can make a couple dinners is just good stuff.
God bless you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It feels pretty good. You know, we've been pretty idle for a while now. You know, pandemic's kind of slowed a lot of our process down. It just feels good to actually be doing something to help people out.
Great job, DeKalb County. Now, as many frontline employees across the nation have contracted the coronavirus, one company is stepping in to provide a free service to help DeKalb County police officers fight COVID-19. DCTV's Aviva Hoffman has more on how the service is helping protect DeKalb's finest while on the roads.
DeKalb County police officers now have a greater peace of mind while driving in newly sanitized vehicles. It's all thanks to a donation from Ride Clean, a Cox Automotive brand and the leader in eco-conscious mobile car care to help fight the spread of coronavirus.
It's important for the vehicles to be clean because as the officers are out here serving and protecting, it's good for them to know that there are others that care about them, that allow them to serve and protect with a good peace of mind.
We know that the war against COVID-19 is something that all communities have to come together, and we wanted to do our part by stepping in right where the rubber meets the road, which is the first responders.
Georgia Senator Emanuel Jones, also in the automobile business, connected Ride Clean with DeKalb County CEO Michael Thurman, who recognized this was a great public service for all of DeKalb County.
Really is an amazing opportunity for DeKalb County, and it's the beginning of a strong partnership so that those frontline employees can feel safe once they get in their vehicles from serving the public.
Ride Clean provided the staff and supplies to sanitize about 150 police vehicles during a 2-week period in late April, early May. The company focused on vehicles that transport suspects, crime witnesses, and victims.
Knowing that our police cars are
disinfectant, since we are in them at least 10 hours a day, 4 times a week, it makes me feel safe, and I know it makes any other officer feel safe to know that our cars, which is pretty much our home, is going to be disinfected at all times. So it helps us a lot.
This kind of vehicle hygiene uses disinfectants and sanitizers that inhibit the growth of bacteria and viruses, actually killing them on contact. And it dries into an invisible film that continues to repel germs for up to 30 days.
I tell you what, man, I appreciate what you're doing.
No problem.
All of DeKalb County does.
Ride Clean CEO Pratik Patel says this collaboration with DeKalb County is in sync with the company's commitment to deliver sustainable services that provide safer, healthier vehicles for its customers and the communities it serves.
Really, this initiative for us was getting America back out on the road. That's kind of our motto. As we rolled out the program, we realized, like, okay, let's start reaching out to these different counties, municipalities to see if there's police cars, ambulances and things that we can get involved in. And that's how some of the connections came between DeKalb County and us.
Through Cox Automotive, multiple solutions were vetted for best overall performance. And in addition to interior cleaning, Ride Clean's special fog application gets the hard-to-reach surfaces and circulates through the AC unit too. Plus, the process uses a lot less water and chemicals compared with traditional car cleaning methods. It's really a win-win partnership. Ride Clean is also looking at how to continue and even expand its services to include servicing fire trucks and other first responder vehicles. And we certainly look forward to that. Reporting at the Tucker Police Precinct, Aviva Hoffman, DCTV.
Thanks, Aviva. What a great example of DeKalb County forming partnerships that enhance the safety of our frontline workers. Now, in this next story, Crystal Thomas is going to walk us through how the DeKalb County Human Services Department continues to serve residents, specifically our seniors, during the COVID-19 pandemic.
In response to the recent COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Human Services has implemented their emergency operations plan while continuing to serve residents. Human Services oversees all 6 senior centers in DeKalb County through their Office of Aging. During this time especially, Human Services continues to ensure that our most vulnerable population, our seniors, are well taken care of.
What we have done now is taking operations and that were centralized and have now put them back out in the community.
The Lou Walker and Mason Mill multi-purpose senior centers will be closed until further notice. The other 4 community centers are open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for members to come pick up meals at their respective centers only. Senior centers currently open include DeKalb Atlanta, Lithonia East DeKalb, North DeKalb, and South DeKalb senior centers.
I have great news for you. We have Chef Stable meal boxes here for you to, for the next 5 days.
We have seniors that have medical appointments that they need to make it to. We have seniors that have nutritional needs. We have a staff person here that is doing wellness checks, and they're doing that telephonically to make sure that all of the other services are coordinated.
The county's 317 Meals on Wheels clients will continue to be served as normal. Almost 7,000 meals will be given out over the next 14 days. These are shelf-stable meals lasting for up to 6 months, provided by Meals on Wheels Atlanta. Members of senior centers who do not have transportation or have any other concerns should call the Senior Link line at 770-322-2950 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
We're not just looking at the senior themselves, we're looking at their environment, we're looking at their caretaker, we're looking at their access points, whether it's healthcare, how they interface with us, and we're looking at all of it collectively.
Y'all take care, thank you.
Human Services has also created a resource guide for use during the COVID-19 pandemic. Visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov and go to the Human Services page for more information. Crystal Thomas, DCTV.
The Human Services Department not only serves our senior population, but all of us here in DeKalb County, including our young people as well. Through the Department of Youth Services, DeKalb County youth had the opportunity to utilize a new platform called the Virtual Village. This is a one-stop shop for DeKalb youth and parents where they can get information about all the available youth programs in DeKalb County, all in this virtual platform. For more information about the Human Services Department, who again serves all ages, visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov. Now, in these hard times, it's all about giving back and service to others. One local church did just that for hundreds of DeKalb County workers who regularly work throughout our neighborhoods, all to say thank you. During these unprecedented times of the COVID-19 pandemic, many DeKalb County organizations and community groups are finding innovative ways to show appreciation for our frontline employees. Berean Christian Church's We Care community outreach program is one such organization, recently donating 500 lunches to recognize and celebrate our sanitation workers for their unwavering dedication, especially during this current health crisis.
You help us to stay safe, you help us to stay sanitized, and you help us to stay sane.
Berean Senior Pastor Dr. Kerwin B. Lee knew this was a special calling to recognize the important work and excellent customer service our sanitation workers continue to provide during the coronavirus outbreak and beyond.
The Sanitation Department is just so vital to DeKalb County, and we just wanted to do something in a practical way to tell them thank you. And not only are they going out now, but they were going out before COVID-19. And when this pandemic is over, they will continue to go out.
Even prior to COVID-19, we worked 4, 5, 6 days a week picking up this garbage. And even with the pandemic that we got going on, we are still out there in the rain, inclement weather. We're out there 4 or 5 days a week making sure that residents' garbage are picked up. And again, trying to help reduce exposure, reduce potential of any diseases. It's very, very important that sanitation stay on par.
While many of us are able to shelter in place right now, our sanitation workers leave their families and loved ones each and every day to go out and make a better life and a safer life for residents right here in DeKalb County.
It means the world to have someone to recognize what is considered to be the smaller guys with sanitation. You know, we have a great deal of talk about the doctors and the nurses, which they deserve all the praise in the world for putting their neck out on the line every day to take care of the people that are sick. But for sanitation to be recognized and people to say thank you for what we do is a great deal of respect coming from not only residents, but from the church as well. So we appreciate that.
So I present to the guys that we're on the front line for our families, and most of them have taken that challenge and realized that they're essential to also be on the front line of their families to keep down vectors and pestilence, because we're dealing with corona, but we don't want to be dealing with anything else airborne.
And although our doors are closed, where people can't gather publicly, we can do the work of the church outside of the walls of the church. And that's what today is all about.
While there are likely more tough days ahead during this pandemic, this demonstration of extreme gratitude extended to our selfless sanitation employees is commendable, and we are grateful to the Berean Christian Church for honoring and thanking these workers in such a very special way. Diamond Lewis, DCTV. Stick around, there is much more to come on COVID-19, DeKalb Responds. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for COVID-19, DeKalb Responds. I'm your host, Diamond Lewis. As a part of the Federal Coronavirus Relief Aid and Economic Security CARES Act, DeKalb County allocated $1 million to a nonprofit-based grant program which assists residents here in DeKalb County with immediate rent, mortgage, and utility assistance and food or other emergency needs due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Just another way DeKalb County continues to serve its residents by working together with and assisting local community organizations. Next up in our show, Angel Flight Soars is a volunteer pilot program that offers free flight transportation for patients in need of medical treatments unavailable locally. In this next story, I'll show you how they tailored their services to help during the COVID-19 pandemic in a vital way. Angels are soaring high in the DeKalb County skies and across the southeast region to help fight the COVID-19 pandemic. The PDK-based nonprofit Angel Flight Soars has formed partnerships with several health organizations throughout the region to fly daily missions delivering test specimens to labs much quicker.
There's a need and we're here to fill it. Our pilots like to fly, and so we can get out in front of it and we can get these samples to the labs so that the patients can get their results back in 50% time improvement on receiving those results. We just want to help. Angel Flight Soars is the original, completely volunteer pilot organization that coordinates free air transportation for patients who need medical treatments not available locally. During times of disaster, Angel Flight Soars has taken critical supplies and personnel to where they're needed most. It also works with FEMA, GEMA, the Red Cross, and other agencies to deliver life-sustaining supplies on short notice to bridge gaps in essential services. Last year, the organization kept busy flying more than 3,500 missions. Our usual mission isn't flying medical tests, although we have done that several times. We did it after September 11th, but our typical mission is to fly patients and people who need a medical treatment. This is a particularly great way to travel for somebody whose immune system is compromised, a cancer patient or something like that. So that is our general mission, and we continue to do that.
And it's quite fitting the organization took on the additional mission of helping to deliver COVID-19 test specimens. In just the first week of this special mission, Angel Flight Soars transported more than 300 COVID-19 tests. That was working with just one hospital. Fast forward 4 weeks to today, and this special mission now works with 5 hospitals to get those COVID-19 test results back even faster, which means truly saving lives. Special delivery efforts began with a volunteer pilot flying COVID-19 test collections from Tifton to Augusta, Georgia. Next, Angel Flight Soars partnered with a medical center in Macon, Georgia, where volunteer pilots are flying out on daily missions to COVID-19 test laboratories located in North Carolina and in Tennessee. And the mission, it just keeps growing.
They were driving these things in a courier, but volunteer pilots like us said we can fly them there quicker than you can drive them and save you a lot of time.
Dean Weingartner has been flying with Angel Flight Soars since 1995. He usually transports patients and mostly children at that. This flight, although different, is just as important.
Well, obviously this coronavirus has been a big deal, so anything we can do to expedite getting tests from one location to another so people can get the results back. I imagine once they're tested, you know, it's tough to wait any period of time. So if we can help move that along, that's great.
Now, the good folks here at Angel Flight Soars wanted us to let you know that while this mission is truly saving lives, it has not derailed its ongoing mission of helping to transfer patients. In fact, just a few weeks ago, a 30-year-old male was transported by the good folks here at Angel Flight Soars, and he reports that his new kidney is functioning well. So thank you so much. It's a win-win. Now, if you'd like to find out how you can help out, visit their website. Reporting from PDK Airport, I'm Diamond Lewis, DCTV. Thank you so much again for the entire staff there at Angel Flight Soars and all the volunteer pilots who were so kind to us in showing us the way and how they donate their services and their time for this benefit. Now, Aviva Hoffman has our next story where we take a look at how one of our DeKalb County Department directors went above and beyond in helping to make sure that some of DeKalb County's most vulnerable citizens were taken care of during the COVID-19 pandemic. Here now is Aviva Hoffman to tell us more about that.
Several DeKalb County officials are showing true leadership, especially during the COVID-19 outbreak. One such leader, Deputy Director of Fleet Management Robert Gordon, recently went beyond the call of duty. As a leader of DeKalb's 3,641 vehicle fleet, Gordon is responsible for all county vehicles.
Recently, he used a county bus to respond to an emergency. The mayor of Doraville reached out to DeKalb to help relocate several homeless people who had been placed at a hotel adjacent to a senior living facility. Eventually, Gordon was asked to get one of his employees to transport the homeless to a new location.
I had plenty of people that if I would have called them and said, would you do this, they would have done it. It wouldn't have been a question. But I just didn't feel comfortable to do that because they possibly could get sick from it. And I said, well, I'll do it. I know I'm gonna wear the proper PPE and I'm gonna do the right thing. And I just took it on myself to do it. I wasn't looking for it wasn't a hero thing. It was just a matter of I wanted to protect my folks.
Gordon drove a brand new 22-passenger minibus for 2 trips on that Saturday and Sunday, seemingly without any issues.
Still wouldn't change my mind. I still did the right thing, and we helped those folks out and didn't put none of my employees in harm's way, and that was my #1 goal, was to try to prevent that.
Days later, a county employee involved with the transfer tested positive for COVID-19.
Gordon was tested and fortunately learned he wasn't infected, but he self-quarantined just in case. Now he's back to his normal work routine.
I don't have to deal with the public, but all of my customers do. And they can't do their jobs unless they got a vehicle. The police, the fire, they have to have a vehicle. They have to be able to rely upon it. So I take a lot of pride in the fact that we keep DeKalb rolling here at Fleet and to the best that we possibly can, and that serves the public.
This can-do attitude may explain Gordon's success during his 33-year career in the fleet industry. He began with DeKalb 19 years ago, and along the way, DeKalb County Fleet Management has achieved a national reputation, including placing in the top 10 of the 100 Best Fleet for the last 5 years, and winning first place in the 100 Best Fleet Award in 2018.
Also, because of his engaging public speaking skills, Gordon has spoken at many symposiums and conferences around the country. Way to go, Robert Gordon. We thank you for your leadership, especially during these trying times. Aviva Hoffman, DCTV.
Thanks, Aviva. What a great way to give back to your community in such a selfless manner. Great job, Robert Gordon. It's an honor and a privilege to call you my colleague and my friend. Kudos to you. Now, the DeKalb County Department of Community Development is responsible for housing the homeless, so as a partnership between Fleet Management and the Department of Community Development. Crystal Thomas sat down recently with the Community Development Director, Alan Mitchell, and he told us a little bit more about how this department has worked during the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's take a quick look at Crystal's interview.
Thank you for taking the time out to speak with me. I really just wanted to kind of focus on, of course, homelessness, because that's been a huge topic during this COVID-19 pandemic. Also, how it's affected your department.
We have what's called a continuum of care that we put in place with a host of nonprofit and for-profit entities that have a board that provide guidance as to how we take on the homeless initiatives. With $6 million of funding in aggregate, we do a fairly yeoman's job of being able to help our homeless population. We also have a hotline, which is currently in DeKalb County. It's sort of like a 311 line, but people know it's 404-687-3500. And we provide assistance with housing, food, shelter, things like that with them. So those are some of the macro things we do.
How has COVID-19 sort of changed the way you manage homelessness?
With COVID-19, we've had to think differently about how we would go about providing assistance. One of the major things we did with the blessing of administration was to put in place a framework to be able to take high-risk individuals that live in streets, bridges, sanitation canisters, roads, you name it, homeless people all over the place. So we were able to go out and try to get these people off the streets. So we had an outreach effort to all people that we became aware of in DeKalb County that are homeless, and made them aware of safety, the CDC ground rules, things about the pandemic, gave them masks, gloves, etc., to protect them.
Talk about why it's important that DeKalb County, all of the departments are working together right now during this time.
Oh, it's extremely important because it's not about one department. It's about a collective effort. We went out and we've been able to get, I'm going to say roughly 90 individuals that are homeless in the hotels to remain confidential. We haven't disclosed where those hotels are, but we have at least 2 separate hotels we're using, and individuals receive 2 meals a day, 7 days a week. These individuals also get case management. These individuals also receive PPE as well as clothing after living in the hotel.
Thank you, sir.
Next up, the COVID-19 Strategic Task Force was formed by DeKalb County CEO Michael Thurmond to protect the health and well-being of all DeKalb County residents. Here's a look at the task force members and their commitment to seeing us all through this pandemic.
DeKalb County's COVID-19 Strategic Task Force is up and running, helping steer the county safely through this fast-moving pandemic. Driven by science and medical expertise, the task force brings together professional, technical, and strategic minds to counsel on ways to best protect the health, safety, and economic well-being of DeKalb's more than 750,000 residents.
We have some of the most talented and dedicated public servants in our county already committed to serve and support and lend their talents to this effort.
Formed by DeKalb CEO Michael Thurmond on March 23rd through executive order, the COVID-19 Task Force held its annual meeting virtually via teleconference April 1st. The task force team has leaders from the business and civic communities and top medical professionals.
We're trying to identify ways that we can manage this pandemic, but also keep folks safe.
The task force also consists of 3 members of the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners, including the board's presiding officer, representatives of the DeKalb County School District, the DeKalb House and Senate delegations, and DeKalb public safety leaders.
Through our public safety today, we have more folks on the street than what it was this time last year.
We will continue to make sure that we fully understand the recommendations of public health and continue to work with our jurisdictional partners like DeKalb County.
We don't want our citizens to be afraid to access justice, but we're not requiring the burden of them coming to the courthouse to receive justice.
These experts are helping provide practical, apolitical advice on many aspects of the county's response to the pandemic, including how to safely continue essential county services, how to cope with the emotional and physical challenges of isolation, how we can protect ourselves, our families, and so much more.
We have an enemy that we know it's around, but we can't touch it. And I want to again thank you, Michael Thurmond, for what you continue to show leadership.
This is not an event, this is a journey. This is a critical step in DeKalb County's effort to respond in an appropriate way.
For additional information on the ongoing life-saving actions of DeKalb County government and the COVID-19 Task Force, visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov/coronavirus.
For our last story in this COVID-19 DeKalb Responds program, we leave you with a video shown during one of DeKalb's COVID-19 virtual town hall meetings. This video shows how all of us continue to come together and rise up despite the COVID-19 pandemic. It also features a very touching tribute to those we've lost here in DeKalb County. Let's take a look.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up in spite The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Well, that brings us to the end of our program. Thank you so much for joining us on this special DCTV report as we take a look at life here in DeKalb County in the wake of COVID-19. Until next time, DeKalb County, stay safe and adhere to all CDC guidelines. We will get through this, DeKalb County. We will get through this together. Thank you so much for joining us for COVID-19 DeKalb Responds. Don't forget to visit us on our social media platforms to stay in tune with all that's going on in and around your county. I'm Diamond Lewis. Thanks again for watching.